Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very excited to have you with us. With every organization today sits on a mountain of data, but for many leaders, the real struggle isn't collecting it. It's trusting it and turning it into insights fast enough to make a difference. But raw data on its own rarely drives value. The true competition advantage lies in how quickly and effectively businesses can turn data into trusted insights that inform strategy, shape customer experiences, and fuel innovation. That's why unified, well governed data to AI pipelines are becoming essential for modern enterprises. This webinar is all about bridging that gap between raw information and actionable intelligence. By combining the strengths of Talent Cloud for data integration and governance with the advanced analytics and AI capabilities of Qlik Cloud, businesses can accelerate decision making and ensure every insight is both reliable and impactful. So, with that, I welcome you all to today's webinar From Raw Data to Strategic AI Actionable Insights. I'm your host, Mansa, and with me is our expert specializing in data integration and analytics. Today, we'll explore how uniting Talent Cloud data integration and Qlik Cloud analytics delivers faster, smarter business decisions. So, here's our agenda. First, we'll discuss why modern businesses need unified data to AI pipelines. Then, Talent Cloud will be covered, including ingestion, transformation, data quality, and governance. Next, we'll dive into Qlik Cloud analytics, including the Qlik AI-driven insights, visual analytics, predictive modeling, and generative AI. That is the Insight Advisor and Qlik Answers. Then we'll also explain how Talent Cloud and Qlik Cloud work together to create an end-to-end governed data pipeline. And we'll wrap up with some business benefits and customer neutral use cases as well as some executive takeaways. So, with us today is our esteemed speaker, Sudhakar Chavan. Sudhakar heads the Data Solutions Delivery, head of COE Click at Exponentia, with over 18 plus years of experience dedicated to maximizing data's impact through end to end solutions. This involves orchestrating seamless data integration and engineering pipelines, empowering insightful data analytics, and pioneering the adoption of Click AI capabilities to deliver cutting edge, intelligent insights for strategic growth. A very warm welcome to you, Sudhakar. We're very excited to get into the discussion with you today. Sudhakar, I think, yeah.
Am I there? Am I audible? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mansa. Welcome, everyone. Today, we will explore how organizations can transform raw, fragmented data into strategic AI powered insights. The goal is not just to analyze the past, but to drive proactive decisions, automate actions, and create measurable business impact. Most organizations have tons of data, but it is scattered, inconsistent, and unutilized. Right? The result is the leaders make gut-based decisions. We have seen data analysts spending 70 to 80% of their time cleaning data, just cleaning the data, and AI projects fail due to poor data foundations. We have also seen that in cases of AI projects, right, insufficient quality input data was used, which has resulted in bad models. In some cases, in fact, the AI models have become so complex or taken so long to achieve the results due to complex data pipelines, resulting in less ROI and, in fact, in some cases, no ROI at all. In one of the research studies by BCG in 2024, they have found out that almost 60 to 70% of the AI projects have not resulted in any of the business value. But the opportunity is huge. By transforming raw data into governed AI ready pipelines, we can shift from hindsight to foresight and from the dashboards to real time action.
Okay. Sudhakar, so you touched upon how data often remains fragmented and underutilized. To set the stage a little bit more, can you share what are some of the common challenges organizations are facing today in this journey?
Sure, let's look at some of the challenges. Slow turnaround time, right? We have seen that it takes too long to get from the business question to a data backed answers, making decisions slow and often reactive than proactive. Lack of trust in the data, inconsistent, unclean, or messy data leads to lack of trust in numbers. We have seen many times business users asking, I don't know this data, I don't trust these numbers, or there are many data quality issues from the source system itself. Another very important factor is high cost. Generating insight becomes expensive due to the large data set, large number of skilled staff manually handling data, often for basic operational reports. We have seen the cost of platforms increasing, cost of resources also increasing, right? So the overall turnaround, the total cost or TCO for data analysis is increasing day by day. And very important point, which is the challenge we have seen, is the missed opportunities, right? Without timely, accurate insights, organization miss opportunities for revenue growth and operational inefficiencies, ultimately impacting their bottom line. Now, let's look at these challenges, of course, are there, but let's look at the solutions which will offer, where we can offer, right? Break down the silos, centralize data from various sources into single accessible location. We can also improve data agility and data quality with the data governance by automating processes to clean or standardize data, ensuring its consistency and reliability. We should also increase speed and efficiency by automating the data delivery processes, which reduces delays and need for manual interventions. Thus, definitely will free up the skills staff for any other complex or most value-added task. We can also we should also enable proactive decisions by fast access to trusted insights. Business users can make more informed proactive decisions. Now, without the right data pipeline, the raw data becomes the noise. However, with the right approach, the raw data can use the competitive advantage. And we have seen many use cases around it where organizations have turned around their entire business model itself. Now, let's look at the AI strategy that can help to overcome these challenges and prepare organizations for AI readiness. AI strategy is not just a technology decision, it is a turning data into decisions and decisions into outcomes. This is the most important thing. The LLMs are just a foundation models with limited agility to generate output that is contextually relevant. And co-pilots are just a virtual assistant that yield limited value. And in some cases, in fact, just turn off altogether. An enterprise AI grade strategy needs to bring business context to the table, integrating with analytical and contextual data to make magic happen. And that strategy needs to be aligned to the right use cases with clear ways to measure business value.
Yes, I think that gives a very clear picture of the hurdles, but overcoming them, I think it needs more than just technology, and it needs real strategy. So, Sudhakar, can you help us understand what exactly is strategic AI, and is there a framework that can make it easier for organizations to grasp and implement?
Okay, let me talk about strategic AI. Strategic AI is a comprehensive long-term approach to integrate artificial intelligence or AI technologies within an enterprise to achieve significant business objectives, but at a sustainable competitive advantage. It goes beyond mere experimentation with AI tools. It involves embedding AI deeply into the business core functions, processes, and decision making frameworks to create measurable value. Just to give more in context, right? The key characteristics of strategic AI are mainly alignment with the overarching business goal and vision, implementing structured governance, addressing risk and compliance, ensuring cross-functional collaboration between IT teams, data science teams, or key business units like sales, operations, claims, such as so and so forth. Implementing scalable, responsible AI deployments tailored to organization needs, and of course focusing on measurable business impact, innovation, and transformation of business model. Without that, any project that we do in IT or organizations will fail. With this understanding, now let's look at the strategic framework or journey towards AI to implement or go towards strategic AI, right? Let's understand the pillars which will help us to get there. So in my mind there are four pillars which will help us to get there. First is ingestion, second is governance, third is insight, and fourth is an action. Let's deep dive into those. Now, these four pillars, for example, first is data ingestion, right? In this, raw data is ingested and worked on to transform it into trusted data. There are two ways to ingest data in centralized data store. In real time mode using change data capture tools like Qlik Replicate, or in batch mode using ETL tools like at certain frequency like Talent. This covers your data at any speed and at scale. Now let's look at the next pillar, which is governance. Once the data is stored and ingested, it is cleaned using business rules, standardized for usage, data security is applied, and it is made compliant as per the norms and regulatory requirements. We have seen that governments are cracking down on the financial organization to implement, let's say, DPDP rules, GDPR rules. So it's required governance so that the ingested data, raw data, is converted into trusted data. And once the data is there, another important pillar is insight generation. This is an important pillar as it helps in meeting the organization descriptive analytics need. And in some cases, even AI, so in some cases, ML use cases are also implemented with advanced analytics, and it integrated into BI tools also, right? The last pillar, and which is important, is action. This is final and very important pillar to close the loop. In this, organization should implement the prescriptive AI and automation to make it more actionable, and post which the output can be measured. Now let's look at the what is the Qlik's approach, right? The Qlik Cloud platform, they have made this requirement two fundamental areas. One is AI foundation, and second is AI solution, which you can see. The AI foundation mainly covers the ingestion, which is data moving, transformation as per the business enrichment requirement or feature requirement, and implementing standard industry data model. Talent data quality covers the data quality aspects of, and also inform stakeholders, right? So the governance is taken care, and all this is seamlessly integrated in single platform, which is Talent Cloud. Now, next comes the AI solution area where we have seen Click BI, Click Predict, Click Answers. These AI analytic solutions are integrated very seamlessly. And then, of course, the other part which is important for actionable is Click Automation and Click Alerts and reporting services, which are again seamlessly integrated into the platform itself. Now, the output is this, that these solutions help in setting up the right AI strategy. And let me walk you through each of these steps in detail so that how exactly these tools help you to integrate this AI strategy. I'll explain you bit in a bit. So if we look at the CDC tool, Click Replicate, what it does is basically delivers data in real time. And if you know that the business changes every second, right? For example, insurance claims are filed, policies are updated, transactions are processed at very high frequency, and then waiting for batch runs means delayed insights. For example, use cases like fraud, risk analytics, etc., or recommending better product, they require real-time data. With Quick Replicate, we capture real-time changes from source system and deliver them to analytics and AI platform within seconds, or in fact in milliseconds also. This ensures decisions are based on live and not stale data. Click Replicates helps in situation because it captures only incremental changes from sources to minimize the load on the databases. It supports low latency pipelines for dashboards, ML models, and alerts. Large number of changes happening at source data structures, which needs to be made available for reporting purposes, and it can be replicated within short span. Now let's look at the next, which is Click Talent ETL. So we've seen that CDC is required in many use cases, but not all data needs real-time ingestion. Of course, historical claims, agent performance, or HR records are better processed in batch. This is where Click Talent comes in. It integrates diverse data sources into one unified foundation. It ensures consistency, prepares ground for high quality analytics. Think of it as a plumbing that connects all your systems into one single source of truth. It will help you to process large volumes of historical or periodic data in controlled and reliable way. It will also help you to standardize data, enrich it, transform before analytics happens. It makes process repeatable, reliable, and governance ready. Right? Now, this covers important area in AI foundation. Another very important area, which is the data quality and data governance. Now, let's look at that area, which helps us ensuring that data is trusted. You know that bad data is the number one case reason in AI projects fail. We've seen it earlier also through statistics. Talent ensures that quality at scale, for example, cleaning, deduplication, standardizing, enforcing governance. This matters especially in financial industry, like I explained earlier. In regulators demand accuracy, lineage, auditability, which means the leadership can trust numbers they see on the dashboards and on the models.
Um, so you mentioned the importance of building strong data foundations before jumping into AI. So let's talk about the technology behind it, like particularly Click, Replicate, and Talent. How do they work together to ensure that the both real-time and pipelines remain trusted, compliant, and as well as scalable?
Okay, think of Click, Replicate, and Talent as complementary. Replicate handles real time CDC changes, which is streaming data from source systems in milliseconds. Talent handles batch and complex ETL, which integrates large historical data sets, applying data quality rules, ensuring compliance with lineage and auditability. Together, they ensure every decision, whether in real time or long term analysis, based on consistent and trusted data. Now, I hope that answers your question. Now, let's look at the individual solutions which comes under AI solution area, right, of Qlik Cloud and how it helps. Now, I'm not going to cover entire ClickSense BI tool as most of us already know, but I'm going to cover one feature which is Insight Advisor Chat, which is an NLP based feature. Once the data foundation is strong, insights becomes meaningful. Me Click Sense leaders can explore KPIs across lines of business. For example, I want to explore policy sales or claims ratios or agent performance or fraud, etc. Right? Unlike static reports, Click enables very interactive self-service dashboard where business users can ask their own questions and get answers instantly. Not every stakeholder is an analyst. We have seen that, right? The FLA staff or front ending customers, etc. They require some assistance. With Click's Insight Advisor and Click Answer, anyone can ask business questions in natural language. For example, show me claim settlements trained this quarter, and it gets automated insights with context. This democratizes analytics, making data accessible across organization. You know that data literacy is very important aspect of insight generation, and that is where Click Insight Advisor will play a major role. It will help you to, for example, chat finds the right visualization across apps, surface only when what is needed. It also improves the slow decision cycles where self-service exploration is happening within seconds for faster insight generation. Limited adoption of BI tools, we have seen this problem. Many organizations complaining very few users are using this. It will, with the conversational interface, it will encourage employees from various departments to use data. Insight Advice also suggests new dimensions, KPIs, and trends user might miss. Now let's look at the important aspect, which is machine learning. With AI approach, predictive AI is very important aspect, right? The prediction platform and its importance. Let's look at the strategic AI from the strategic AI perspective. Dashboards tells us what has happened. Predictive analytics tells us what is likely to happen. With Click Predict, powered by AutoML, we can forecast claim volumes, detect churns, or predict fraud, or maybe go for clustering for creating customer clusters or agent clusters or area clusters, etc. And this shifts decision making from reactive to proactive, letting us plan staffing, optimizing costs, or enhance customer experience, because we are able to see the predictive analytics within the BI itself. Now the next step, let's look at the next step of AI enabled organization in doing analytics is on unstructured data. So, Click Answer democratizes insights by combining generative AI with governed data by delivering direct and trustworthy answers to business questions in matter of seconds. Let me take an example. We have seen that in financial organizations like banks or even for that matter insurance, there is an underwriting process. In financial sectors, for example, when you apply for loans of any types or open an account, they will go through all of your financial reports, maybe balance sheets or income statements, which are normally in PDF or Excel formats, right? We have also seen that in case of insurance companies, they will take your medical reports and etc. Many times we've also seen, large organizations where a lot of products are there, sales team struggling with lengthy product manuals or services manual to explain these features better to customers or prospects. This is where these click answers plays important role.
Got it. That really sets the ground on how data pipelines enable the AI readiness. So
Yeah.
now, when we talk about the outcomes, there's often some confusion between insights and AI. So, Sudhakar, could you help explain the difference between the dashboard that provides the insights and the AI that makes the predictions? Like, at what point does the insight actually become AI?
Okay. So dashboard answers what happened. They are just descriptive and diagnostic. right? AI answers what will happen and what should I do about it, which is a predictive and prescriptive. The transition happens when machine learning goes beyond showing patterns to forecasting outcomes and recommending next best actions. For example, instead of just seeing claims spiking, AI or predictive models might predict that there is 30% surge going to be in the next week and recommends that the adjuster should be adjusted, right? More number of adjusters should be there to handle the process or the load that is increasing. That is where the insights become AI. So far we have seen the platform AI foundation layer and AI solutions layer, which helps in data logistics, governance, and generating insights. Now let's look at how to action this and integrate with systems. Remember, the insights turn into AI, which basically more than the dashboard that is there, right? So let me explain with example how the overall flow is helping here. Dashboard is telling us, let's say claim spike last week. Then AI will tell you that next week claims will surge by 35% and recommends that additional 20 adjusters, just the example that I took just now, are required. So that the increase in volume is handled without any delays and meeting customer expectations. That's how the AI will help you. Now, once the AI recommendations are generated, these needs to be acted on and also monitored for the outcome. Otherwise, the data will remain in the dashboard itself, right? So that turning that into, so just to let's look at how do we automate this. So turning these insights into AI, this is where the important, uh, this is a very important step. As we can see, once the insights are generated from analytics solution, in absence of automated process, it may require manual follow-up, which means it may add some delays. With Qlik automation, we can solve this problem. We have various solutions. We've seen various problems. For example, once the insights are generated, there is a manual handoff required. Normally happens that teams take, look at the dashboard, looks at, and then switch to, let's say, their ERP solutions like Salesforce or ServiceNow, or for that matter, email Outlook also, and then they have to email that data to the stakeholders, right? This can be automated with Qlik Automate. We can do automation of follow-up workflows, including like creating Jira ticket or sending an alert or updating CRM or sending an email with the attached file itself. We've also seen that BI insights live in silos while processes run in operational labs, right? We've seen the CRM. Largely when CRM agents talk to customer, they need this information. This is where Qlik Automate seamlessly integrates BI. Many times we've seen delayed decision execution, right? For example, fraud alerts are sent, no action is taken. Sales drop, churn signals are sent, no action is taken, right? So these are unnoticed without any action. So Qlik alert automates this real-time triggering of the actions and insights.
Got it. I think that's a pretty powerful distinction. But in theory, it's always stronger. Like they say, theory is always stronger with practice. So, could you share some real world examples where click predict or automation actually turned an insight into measurable business value?
Right, definitely. So, uh, for example, I'm taking again an example of insurance company where we have implemented this. This insurance company had used Predict to forecast claim volumes by region. It predicted around 25% increase in claims because of the flu-related claims, right? So instead of becoming reactive, they use automation to pre-assign these claims to their adjuster basis, their profile, and etc. So that workflow business logic was created, and this allocated in an optimal way to these adjusters. So the claim settlement turnaround time dropped by 30%, and the customer satisfaction rose. In some cases, in fact, the fraud leakage is also reduced. Direct and it has delivered direct business impact from predictive plus automation working together. So I think that is what we have seen the real use case. Now I will also give another examples. Let's say, for example, if customer churn risk is detected, task gets created in Salesforce, it gets assigned to relationship manager, then email goes to RM, so that he reach out to customer and discusses it. Right. The other examples that I would like to give you on the Qlik alerting are, let's say, for example, we have seen that when we create dashboards, we will have, let's say, trend, right? For the, let's say, last 13 months, last year, same month, or same period. So, for example, if let's say sales dip in a region by 10%, I can set a threshold with Qlik Alert, which when breached, the email goes to sales manager saying that 10% drop is observed, so that he's alert. I can also set, let's say, for example, in case of claims, let's say, for example, if I'm setting Qlik alert threshold value of 80%, if any claim fraud probability is increasing more than 80%, I'll get an alert, and also it could be auto rerouted to investigation team also, right? So that's how this alerting and Qlik automation will help you to automate the entire generated insights into action also. Now, I think what I'll also like to give you an example of the various stakeholders and their importance with respect to these use cases, where AI will actually be a lot of value. I'll just take only few examples which are very important. Let's look at the CEO. You know that he knows that his KPIs, what is required, but many times we've seen that their action is delayed across teams, right? The actionable insights that he gets is there is detection in revenue dips, maybe churn risk, new opportunities, etc. So with automation, we could auto trigger these cross-functional workflows when KPI, or a click alerts when KPIs are breached. It will help or impact organization to improve this turnaround time, response time, which means the agility and competitiveness is increased. I'll also take an example of CDO or Chief Data Officer. Many times I've seen them struggling with the data silos, maybe poor trust in data or governance complexity. We have seen that people are implementing unified view of data lineage, or they require data lineage. Some people will also suggest them or recommend them to implement data quality metrics or data availability SLAs and etc. With automation and Qlik capability, we could create an auto flag data quality for issues, auto notify for stewards, right? Maybe in case of create more intelligent data pipelines to see the data quality issues that are coming basis the threshold values and trigger some alerts, which will actually impact to create a trusted data foundation for higher adoption of BI and AI. So rest of the use cases, of course, there, but these two are very critical or important stakeholders which I wanted to cover today and showcase how the strategic AI will help them. So the big picture is that data generates insights which turns into action and then turns into outcomes. This closed loop keeps refining itself as an outcome generates new data, feeding the cycle. So now, so if you just look at what is the strategic AI enterprise, right? So this closed loop cycle where raw data is coming to ingestion, governed data, or insights, that actually helps you to convert from raw data into strategic AI, which will enable enterprises to move from hindsight to foresight and from insights to outcome. So that is how your organization will turn from into will journey towards strategic AI is established.
Thank you, Sudhakar. I think that perfectly answers my question. Before I move on to the next question, I have a quick note to the audience. Please drop your questions if you have any questions in the comment section below. So we'll be taking one more question from Sudhakar, and we'll be moving on to question answers soon. So please do drop your questions in the comment box. So coming back to the topic, Sudhakar, to make it a little more relatable for the audience, could you please also share some real use cases where we have already implemented this with our customers?
Right. We have been working with one of the largest or fastest growing health insurance provider in India, and we have implemented Qlik Replicate, Qlik Talent, Data Fabric, which also includes ETL, data quality, and data governance features, Qlik Sense, and Qlik Imprinting. And along with the automation, we have also integrated with their CRM system, which has helped in migrating data as well as giving us sharing the insights with the CRM system itself through APIs, and we were able to see that outcome on action immediately from the CRM agent itself. So the other examples that I would like to give is uh, claim spike prediction, where they were able to proactively adjust the staff. Now we are also working on some agent performance related insights so that we could look at improving their training and exit. So that's on agenda. We're also trying to work on fraud detection related use cases and churn prediction. So these are the use cases where we are going to not just only predict but also integrate with their systems to generate and ensure that the outcome is delivered and also measured. So we will be also creating some measurable scorecard and etc., so that end-to-end pipelines, end-to-end data insights are also tracked in terms of performance as well. So these are the strategic levers that directly will improve revenue, reduce cost, and boost experience. Now, I think let me just conclude now that with the time that we have left now, the journey from raw data to strategic AI is just not the technology project. It's a business transformation. With Qlik platform and exponential.ai capabilities in delivering use cases on it, you can grow from fragmented systems to continuous AI driven decisions. Thank you so much, Mansa, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sudhakar, for sharing your valuable insights on how basically enterprises can move from raw data to strategic AI with the help of Talent Cloud and Qlik Cloud. So, like we said before we wrap up, we'd love to take a few questions, take a few minutes for the Q&A session. Again, a quick note to the audience, please drop your questions in the chat window or the comments window below, and we'll try to take as many as possible in the time that we have left. We already do have a few. So, yeah, that's the first one from Shruti Sunkar. Hi, Sudhakar. Good afternoon. Just a quick question. With so many AI and ML platforms out there, how is Qlik's approach unique in enabling end to end AI from raw data to automated actions?
Okay. So most platforms focus on one piece, either ingestion or dashboards or only ML modeling. Qlik is unique because it spans the entire loop. Ingest with replicate and talent, govern with talent, analyze with Qlik Sense, predict with Qlik, automl, and act with Qlik Automation and Qlik Alert. It is all connected, governed, and business ready. This closed loop will ensure insights don't die in dashboards; they turn into strategic actions.
Got it. Okay, thank you, Sudhakar. One more question we have from Achal. That is, as various best of the breed platforms are there, how is Qlik different in trying to solve these problems? I think it's a little
Similar
similar
question.
to Arabian. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So exactly same, right? So I'll just probably add a couple of more inputs here. So we covered the different platforms that Qlik has offered, right? And how it integrates. So in terms of the data security or data governance, it goes beyond that, right? So it also ensures that your AI driven journey is reliable. So basically Qlik is trying to be more responsible in AI implementation through data security, through scalable platforms, through ensuring that the better UI UX is or experience is given to the users. That's how Qlik is ensuring that not just only delivering platforms to meet use cases, but being more responsible in AI journey of organization. So that's the value add I'll probably mention here.
Hope that answers your question, Achal. We have a pretty straightforward question from Karen. Why do AI projects fail?
Right. So far, the vast majority of AI projects have failed. In fact, the latest data shows that only a quarter of companies globally realized value from their AI projects in 2024. There are a number of key reasons for this. First, AI is only as good as the data it uses. An organization often have bad data. A lack of trusted data foundation will lead to be a flawed, leading to incorrect predictions or hallucinations. Organizations have over rotated on generative AI, right? Improperly throwing it at every use case when other forms of AI could be better suited. And they have just engaged in long and complicated build cycles, treating AI as a science project instead of just a business project, isolated from business outcome and value. So there is no tracking mechanism also for that reason, and hence the AI projects normally fail.
Got it. Hope that answers your question. The next question from Sakshi Goti is: can you give a few real examples where Click Predict can be used, particularly as it seems to be integrated with dashboards?
Definitely. So in organizations, financial organization, there is an underwriting process where Click Predict can be used for customer profile creation or risk profile creation for the customers. We can also look at implemented for claims, forecast claims volume, fraud analytics, likelihood of staff churning to investigate proactively. We also seen that customer retention, where we can identify the policyholder at high risk of churn. and trigger the input insights to sales managers so that they can take an action. We've also seen complicated use cases like cross sell, upsell opportunities, both. For example, in health insurance, we have seen recommending health insurance policy along with another riders bundles of that, right? So these kind of complex use cases also can be implemented with Click Trading, and we are implementing some of those already for the organizations.
One last question is by Swati Sankar. What is the right approach for AI?
Okay. So, as mentioned earlier, the most important thing is to ensure that your strategy is defined by business decisions rather than just the technology ones. We have seen that LLMs are just foundation models with limited ability to generate output that is contextually relevant. And co-pilots are just vertical or virtual assistants that doesn't really yield much of the value. An enterprise AI grade strategy needs to bring business context to the table, integrate with analytical and contextual data to make the right magic happen. And that strategy needs to be aligned to the right use cases with clear ways to measure business value. That's the right approach for AI.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sudhakar, for taking out your time for us and answering all our questions that our audience had today. Also, a quick thanks to everybody who shared those questions. We really appreciate your engagement. Okay, so just to quickly recap today's session, we discussed why unified governed data to AI pipelines are becoming essential for modern enterprises, how Qlik Cloud ensures data integration, quality, and governance, how Qlik Cloud delivers advanced analytics, predictive modeling, and AI driven insights, and finally, how bringing them together accelerates enterprise value through agility, trust, and ROI. So at Exponential AI's Qlik Center of Excellence, our goal is to help organizations unlock this value at scale. So we'll have this recording of the webinar here itself, and we'll also share the recording in another subsequent posts. So please do keep an eye out. If you'd like to have a deeper discussion or want to explore more use cases, please feel free to reach us out directly. The contact or the yes that's shared on the screen, please do contact us via the phone numbers or the email address, or please do drop the questions or your email address in the comment section, whichever suits you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sudhakar. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a good day.